Hi there, guys, and welcome along. Almost caught me on the hop there. I was just looking at the time and sipping my tea. So who could have predicted that? Amazing. So I hope you can all hear me there, guys. Just give me a quick heads up if the sound's okay and the vision is absolutely spectacular. If it's nothing like that, then it's about what we're used to. So welcome along, guys. Welcome along there, Glenn. Hi, great to see you. And Marianne, Francesca from Italy. Oh, fabulous. Sally Ann, welcome along. Jenny from, the fabulous St. Evanage, the capital of, going to be the new capital of Europe, apparently, St. Evanage, because they've got a table, chairs, and they've got pens and pencils as well. So it's the perfect place to have everything sorted out. So welcome along, guys. Hi there, Sue, Elaine, John, Susan, fabulous, from France as well. So everybody's all flying in from all over the world to get loose, yeah? So looking on the Facebook site again this week and on the website, it looks like you've had a fabulous loose time, and there's some beautiful stuff turning up. And also, beyond that, people are trying. That's the great thing. It's when you get the grip of this sort of style, this loose approach, then your confidence starts to build, and you just want to get in there, and you're just tinkering about and getting better and better. But the brave part, and I'm sure you remember, some of you, when you start off, you're totally at the mercy of a bit of information, and you're painting blind, really. So you have to have a bit of faith. And really, you've got to take your hats off to the folks that are really trying this and trying again. And that persistence will pay off, as with everything. So hi there, Janet. Welcome along. I told you in the week that I would wait for you. So now you're here. We can start. Well done, Janet. And Marianne, you both flew in together. You must be on the same private jet. I can't believe the expense you go to. Right, okay, guys. So let's get going. We've got the old faithful big pencil. This is propelling, as always. This is a thick lead. This is a really thick lead, and it's a good thing because it takes away a bit of control. All of these things that take away control are a benefit. Yeah. The more you think about this, the more you try and impose your own individual idea onto how you want the painting to turn out. Best way to approach this is to not think about the end result. Just think about the now. I know there's an awful lot of talk about that nowadays, living in the now and all that sort of caper, which is the only time you can live. Look back, look forward, but you're not there. Where you are is where the paintbrush hits the paper. So those little movements, quite often, you're always aiming for that end goal. But if you can just back off that a little bit and just go with the flow of the painting. Easier said than done, I hear you say, and it is. And it's a challenge for me as well. So anyway, guys, enough of my jabber. Let's have a go at what we call the scamp. Yeah, little scamp. So that's a rough drawing to get the basic shapes of the object that we're going to produce. Yeah. And also, when we've done this, do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again. Do it numerous times, because you can do a lot of variations of the same painting. And also, each time you do it, you can bring in to the equation anything that you thought about on the previous one. Yeah, that one there. So rather than going back in, and I've had a few questions on this as well, rather than going back in and tinkering about and trying to titivate it, improve it, whatever your phrase you want to use, the only thing with that is you'll be returning to a previous style where you are trying to improve things ultimately to impress others. So I know it's a useful thing, but what you're doing, you're returning to a different style. You're painting dry over already pre-painted areas, and you're just doing a little bit of detail that's not really going to benefit you too much in the sense of learning the style. You're better to put it to one side, just there, and then do it again, and then bring all those ideas into the next one. You'll gain far more from doing that. Anyway, there we go, guys. Let's have a little look what we're going to do. So my little simple dot dash method, patented, this is patented, patent pending, by putting dots down and joining them. Nobody's ever done that before, I don't believe. Or maybe I did when I was a child. Maybe just reverting back to that. Little dots, they give you simple guidance without clogging up the paper. This is really a rectangle with a curve on the bottom, yeah? So there's my rectangle, add the little curve. Eye line, I'm not a big perspective guy, but say that's the eye line. If that's the curve there, the further up this little tube, it's going to get narrower. Or where the eye line is, there's my big eye, my big beady eye looking over, yeah, with a few lashes, looking over, that is going to be dead straight. Anything above it is going to start curving again. So anything below is going to curve slightly and they get more pronounced the further away it is from this point. Simple idea, but a great way to just get your perspective on. So there's my little tube, as I call it. I'm not going to say anything about what it is yet, but I'm sure you can guess in about 4 to 5 British seconds. That's about 8 to 9 American seconds, and if you're in Europe, that's about 12 seconds. It's the exchange rate. It fluctuates each day. So there's my little tube. There's my little circle. Now you can do this with dots or you can do this with a big circle. Remember, this is a scamp. It doesn't matter. You get in the field for the object. Tilting it slightly to this side, bringing a line down. There's something in the center. My goodness me. My goodness me. Actually, Glenn, yes, they are English dots. The American ones, they're slightly bigger, smaller. I'm not sure. I've not looked at a comparative chart yet, but I'm sure there's an app that can convert everything over for you. There's my little shape on the top. All I'm going to do is number 8. Yeah, number 8. I'm going to put in a couple of number 9s, but number 8. Yeah, looks silly in a sense, but that's what we want. Thinking of a movement of the pencil that will give you the rough shape that we're actually looking for. Now, I know only I know what I'm looking for, but you'll see in a second, as I say, a millisecond. Little shapes, I suppose they could almost be leaf shapes, really. This is the center. Everything grows from this centerpiece here, yeah? So we've got everything on. We've also got maybe what we call fluid, yeah? So again, in the UK, well, in the little village I live in, this is water. So I went down to the river a little bit earlier and I fetched a pail of water. And this bloke called, well, Jack went with me, but he fell down. And he was wearing a crown. He broke that all over the place. And Jill, I don't know if you know Jill, but she came tumbling after. Crazy, crazy day. So we've decided to get a tap placed in the house. So going through all that palaver. So there we go. That's the front. That's the back. Just a reverse image. Yeah. A few little lines of description. Then I'm going to draw a line through the whole shooting match. From this side, I'm going to taper them out. From this side, I want to taper them out. So 2 lots of taper. Again, you can get that from most art stores. If you've not got any taper, pop in, just ask for some taper and stand there in the art shop until they actually bring you some taper. It's great stuff. Dry water this week, Craig. Fed up with that wet stuff. I'm soaked. I thought dry water, I'll be okay. I won't have to rinse my hair and wash my clothes. There's the scamp, guys. Yeah. So basically, rectangle, curve at the bottom, big circle, number 8s. Do your number 8s. Don't do them too heavy, but just do that shape, that figurative shape. Little line on the center, diamondy shapes, all starting here. Yeah, some of them might be covered, but that's where they all grow from. little back bit, lines down, lines down. Job is a good one. So there is the scamp. Simple, quick, easy. So we'll put that just to one side. There you go. You know your water, Glenn, you know your water. Right, okay. So all this is just common garden copy paper, nothing special, but great for running through the ideas and getting to grips with the basic shapes. That's what you're after. Here we are again, and this is my watercolor paper, £140 knot. Yeah. So £140 being the weight or the thickness, and the knot being the texture. The knot is cold pressed, yeah, or CP. Look for it on the books. But what it is, just slightly textured, and it's basically not hot pressed. Long story, long story. I don't know why they don't say A, B, or C, but anyway, that's not up to me. I'll just zoom out a bit, guys. Move a bit of my stuff in the room. I'm just squeezed into the cupboard so you can get a better perspective on everything. Okay, here we go. We've got the pencil. Now we're just going to transfer the scamp onto the flat. I'm working dead flat, not stretched, you'll notice, not nailed down. I've not got two elephants sitting either side of it to keep it in position, or flat, just keeping it flat on the table. Craig, is it paper or not? I feel a bit of a theme coming on here. It is it is paper, or is it not? Anyway, there we go. Dots. There's little dots. Lines down. Let's see. Dot in the centre. A little bit at the top. There we go. Dots down. I mean, dots not. Throw me off my script, Glenn. I worked tirelessly all week writing this broadcast, this little script, and now I've forgotten it. I've made it into a paper plane, and it's flown away. Anyway, don't worry about it. There's the waterline, there's the bottom, there's the curve at the back. All of these things, because I've done it already. And again, a little call back to some little bits on Facebook, good old FB, is people are looking at the, say, tutorials in the academy or wherever it may be, but they're memorizing snapshot of the image, and then they're doing it without referring back to the tutorial, which is a really good thing to do. That will stand you in fabulous stead. So you don't have to, I know it stabilizes to get everything understood and how you approach it, but when you can actually just look at it, have a go without looking at the tutorial or the image, have a go and see how it turns out, because it's very free and you're not referring back to that help all of the time. So there we've got the little thingy bob, and there we've got the other thingy bob with the little figures of 8. Yeah, there they are, number 8, number 8, number 8, number 8. I'm going to put a 9 on there for you, Glenn, just in case, because I bet you'll say, why is there no 9? Anyway, you've got one, just to preempt that thing. There we go, little triangles, little shapes, little line down the center. And the reason I draw that line right down the center of the flower, because ultimately this stem will be the center of where the flower grows from. Initially it's obviously the bulb or the bud, and then after that it's still where everything sort of emanates from. Little lines floating out, a little line at the back, sort of backboard. So you may have guessed it, this is a spaceship with a monkey driving. Yeah, maybe. Little lines just at the back, so I think I might just add a little bit on the back. There we go. Jolly G. So there is the drawing, guys. Now I know it's light, but don't press on too much, because if you press on too much, you are going to again be constrained by the lines you put on in the first place. So if they're nice and light and fluid, you've got enough to guide you, but not enough to dictate your every move. So Jenny Foles, my husband thinks it's a hydrangea. I'm thinking it's carnation. Thought a rose before, changed my mind. There's quite a lot going on in your house in St Evernage, Jenny, isn't there? Maybe might need to listen to your hubby. Yeah. Okay. Let's get cracking, guys. Right. Let's see what we're going to start with. Oh, I know. There's a D. There's a D. It's Dangerous Dave. Let us get Dangerous Dave going on this one for a start. Areas, guys. So you may have your Dangerous Daves that's flown in. So wake him up. Put the cup of tea down. I'm talking to the brushes, and let's get cracking. Dangerous Dave. Plenty of water. Clear British water. If you've not got any, I'll send some out. Now we're just going to repeat that number 8. Now you did vaguely number 8, backwards and forwards, circular. Yeah, but the water will predetermine where we're going. Quite a bit of that on. Okay, got that on. First colour is this one, which is cerulean blue. Or if you're in America, it is cerulean blue. Or maybe Italy, cerulean blue. Or in St Evernage, cerulean blue. Yep, got that on. Dropping it on, nice bits of light. The movement of the brush determines what's going to happen all the time, straight away, right from the get-go. As we've started to say in the village. There we go. Second one, cobalt blue. Again, if you're in America, cobalt blue. I won't go through them all. I'm sure you know what's coming. Just drifting this round. Small marks. I'm not filling the area. I'm not painting small. I'm just making small little marks. Got that on. Now I'm going to throw on a little bit of this. Mauve. Yeah, mauve. Ian Jackson in Barnsley just calls it blue. There you go. You say what you think, Ian. That's good. Say it how you mean it. Mauve, Windsor Violet. Now, I don't want to go any further. I can extend this when I want to, but I don't want to say this is where it's going to. It's not going to go any further than that. This is open to negotiation. Yeah. A few little bits dropped in there, scraped about, blah de blah. Job's a lovely one. Got that on. Water, water everywhere. I don't know the rest of that. I think my son wrote that at school. Brilliant. He came back with it. He wrote this, and I wrote this. Water, water everywhere. Oh, brilliant, I thought. Brilliant. He wrote quite a few bits and bobs. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? Brought that in. Look what I wrote, Dad. Can't believe it. Brilliant. You are gifted. Okay. Got all that on. Tell you what I'll do. I've got water on the glass container. A little bit of scrunched up tissue. Pick a few bits off. All looks random, but what I'm doing is that is drying the area where it's actually being picked off. So there's wet stuff, very wet, and drier stuff. So you've got a combination of two things just floating about there. Got those on. Cerulean blue again. Mauve. Just big line. Just throw it on, see where it goes. Where it stops. On my toes. Not a drop to drink. Is that it? Blimey. No, my son's version of it didn't Didn't finish like that. Water everywhere, mainly in the sink. That's it, mainly in the sink. It was a DIY project he was doing. There we go. I jest, Chris. You're absolutely right. Indian red or light red, same tube or same colour, different name. Dragging that on. Right, let that float about for a bit. I might put a bit more blue just about here. Flick it on. Place the brush down, flick it across, or other way, doesn't really matter. Yeah, he's I like my son as well. He's a great little lad. He's only 29. No, only kidding. He's a little bit less than that. All right, do the same with a bit of water, a bit of tissue, my word, sorry, what I was saying. Pick some off, place the colour on, and then pick it off to soften it off. Don't start soft and build it up. It takes too long. It takes far too long. Got that on, guys? Now I'm going for sap green with a bit of gold ochre, just on International Dangerousy Dave. A little bit of water on here. Thrown on. Ooh, I like that. Try and paint. When I say the phrase paint freely, it means don't look at it and say, actually, that's good. I like that. That's good, good, good. Pat yourself on the back. Be kind to yourself. Again, people are far too critical of how they're getting on. And it's human nature. You compare and then you always put yourself at the bottom of the pile. You know, even if vocally you think, oh no, I'm it's inside. You've got to just feel it's okay. It really is okay. It doesn't matter. It's for the love and the enjoyment of the time you are painting. That's the thing. That's the thing you're looking for. Little flicks, yeah? Light colour to start, then darken it down. There we go. Don't you worry, Terry, late to the party. The party is on all night. It's an all-nighter, guys. It's an all-nighter. Well, in the world of looseness, which an all-night painting party lasts about 20 minutes, top whack, and then we go to the pub. Yeah. There, got the colour on. Big clap, everyone. Round of applause. Take a bow, Miss Rigger. Take a bow, take a bow, take a bow. There we go. Miss Rigger is in the building. Right, what we got? Sap green. Find that centre line again. See, I like that light white line there. Never intended it, but that could be part of a stem. Yeah, so that, you may call it a happy accident, but what it is you're seeing opportunities in what's happening. Tiny bit of negative paint in there, just dropping dark colour under that leaf to pick the leaf forward and knock the stem back. That white line could be a reflective glow on the stem. In your mind's eye, everything's perfect. In reality, it ain't. When you look at life, getting all philosophical here, but when you look at life, it isn't perfect. It isn't perfect, but we would like it to be. Dropping some lines down now in cerulean and a little bit of cobalt, dragging a few lines, and drop this line across. And at the back, suggestions of the depth of the line. Nothing more. Around the back there, throw it on. Drop that on. Little marks. When you've got the brush on the paper, just push it about a bit. Don't be too prescriptive with it. Like, I've got to paint this and I've got to fill this bit in. Throw it on and see what happens. You've always got a bit of this, TT. You've got your torn tissue to dive in and pick a bit off. if you don't like it. So you've got a get out clause all the way through this. Got that on. Now I'm just going to put negative colour under some of the leaves. This is Windsor Violet. I'm going to change it now to Indian Red. Key to that is the strength of pigment. It's just thicker. So when we talk about tone and value, it can get a bit confusing. It's just thicker, yeah? And it will be stronger. And that really is your value and your tone. Got the stuff on. Now I'm just pushing it into the leaf to just pick it out a bit more. Go back in here again. Add a little bit more. A little extra little thingamajigs, whatever you call them. Stems, yeah. Got that on. This is relatively dry now because I've been gabbing too much. But what I'll do, yeah, it's relatively dry. I'm going to throw a little bit of paint on again. Cerulean Blue, Dangerous Dave. Scraping it about. Story of my life. So I'm just dropping this on. Light, medium. See how I use the brush? Not just the tip, not just the thingy. I'm dancing. I'm doing salsa on the paper. Moving that about. The darker side. The tone doesn't necessarily need to be darker. It can be the same value. So if you line these up on a bit of paper and you painted one and you painted the second colour over the top, would it obliterate it? You wouldn't see the first. These, if you did that, would almost work out the same. So that's a great little test. If you're not sure which one it is, plonk a bit down, let it dry, get your second colour, paint over it and see which one is the stronger. And then you'll have your little chart as to where they stand, which one will obliterate, can't even say it, of the two, which is the last man standing. Yeah, throwing this on, guys. Got all this. Tom tissue or toilet paper, art paper. I like that. That's what it is. I won't say where I acquired it from, but it's quite a small room in the house. Got that on, guys. Okay. Throwing my brushes down. Miss Rigger dives in again. Side swipe. Little bit of Indian Red. Flicking this on. Lying the brush on its side. All of these are valid little moves. Now you might think, why am I putting Indian Red on a leaf? Because it's green. Well, I'll tell you the very in-depth answer. Because I want to. That's it. And to see what happens. A few little flicks across. Got those on. Then I can extend it just with water. And again, under there. Just quick question. Sorry, Ian. I'll just read your question out there. Question. I'm trying to do loose work on some Cardi 100% cotton paper and I'm finding it hard to use. Anyone use this and know how to use it? I've had a go with it and I find it difficult to use as well because I find it too absorbent initially. So the paint goes flying into it and it takes a long time to dry. So the drying time is a lot longer. So my suggestion is practice with it, see what you can do. But I don't use the best quality paper. I do occasionally, but predominantly I use adequate paper, shall we call it, because it's because of that reason. This dries reasonably quickly. But anything that takes a long time to dry, you've got to slow your whole process down. And I don't work well like that. I want to get everything on and everything fluid, And this sort of paper will give me about 10 to 15 minutes really of painting time. Yours might give you quite a bit longer, maybe even 20 minutes, which is a bit too long. So things are happening behind your back. It's like the biscuit tin. As soon as you can't see it, you're not really sure what's going on. Who's eating all the bicky bits? Top of the flower there, smaller marks. This is full on, that's your smaller marks. You don't need too many marks on there to describe vaguely what the image is going to be. Figure of 8 again. Just water on this rigger, throw it on, get all that on, just scooting it and rooting it about. Big line again. So I'm still going back down here and dropping this on. Water, but it's either water or pigment, obviously. But water's just as valid to shift everything about. Big blob of blue there, just to bring the eye in. So I'm not being delicate, you can't accuse me of that. Not that you are, but I'm being quite bold and dramatic with it. That's what I'm trying to do. So got all that on, guys. Let's get a bit of background on. Again, Lad Dangerous is doing his thing. Putting water on. Notice the angle of the brush. It's not just thrown on. The application of the. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. A bit late. Bit of that. Bit of that. Couple of extra leaves. Now what I've got now is murky, muddy colour, nondescript colour. And I don't really know what's on it. I'm just dragging this out. So it's really just a combination of very murky colour that I've used already. Drag it under the vase, vase or those or jam jar. Making it dark, lighter this side, darker this side. Negatively picking out the bottom of that container. So now we've got a nice big blast of white just at the bottom there. Just throwing that on. I just want to throw that down and see what happens. Cerulean violet, that one. Pushing water. Letting it all flow. And just at the back, I'm going to, what should I put? I think I'm going to put an elephant on a motorbike. No, I don't think that would work. Just water with the finest little bit of cerulean blue. Don't know if I put any there. Yeah, drag a bit on. Scraping this backwards and forwards, see what happens. Where the light is, that's where light could be hitting. Yeah? I'm suggesting there's a window frame behind this purported net curtain. So I've got little dots there just to suggest that, nothing more. Yeah? Let them drift a bit up to be part of the party. Big Brian, he's been asleep. He's only just woke up. Yeah. What I'll do, murky colour again. A little bit of patterning on the background. You know, like the net curtains or whatever you not call them, but that's what they are. Suggest where the end, so just push a bit of water there, that's the natural end of the curtain, just very, very delicate and light and floaty. What else was I going to do? Oh, well, I've got the big Brian going. A couple of leaves. Suggestion of maybe a fallen petal. They can read anything into the story you like. It's your story. For me, I think no further beyond the story than it's a fallen petal, but it could be anything, couldn't it? Something that resonates with you. And again, that's all floating about. But now I can go back in and lift a bit of that off. Again, don't know where to dry and where isn't. Same with the suggested leaves. Got it on, pick it off. Now I've got Indian red, a little bit of blue on. Just flicking this across. Dragging again. Really thick paint there. Point of drama, shall we call it. Again, when I'm blocking that or going back with water, I'm still leaving these nice little white glitches to suggest that the light could be bouncing on this surface, shadow of the fallen leaves. So these things are depicted by negativity, by the shadow. It's it's not an elephant, guys. It's not a goat. No, it is my pet Orang Utang. Now, I've never mentioned this before, but I think it's about time you guys know that I've got a collection or a menagerie of pets, and that is my pet Orang Utang. What a guy. What a guy. Few little lines at the back. There we go. Softening down. So we get the suggestion on. And then decide what you want to do with it, really. Water. Nice little conveyor. What else we got? A little bit of Perulian green, again, just to go in here. Just flicking this about again. You get great benefit of the long brush. I can just flick this at a distance, not hovering over the top of it, trying to force the issue. Going in there again. So again, just firming up a little bit of shape. little, sounds like my shop. A little bit of texture to the surface. There we go, and again. Great thing is never forget you can put this down and then just flick it about. There we go. And there, not on all of them, just on a few, but then again, too few to mention. Your eye will follow this across. Again, just that little bit underneath, tiny little dots and marks. Can't emphasize enough, guys, to really just chuck it on and see what happens. And when you're finished, never say to yourself, no, I've done it wrong. It's gone wrong. It's not what I wanted it to be. Just think, no, I've enjoyed that. And second, I've learned a few little tricks and tips and ideas for the next one all the way through. Miss Rigger now just dancing around. Smaller marks. You do the smaller marks towards the end. Not at the beginning. Too early. Got that on. Again, a little bit of water. You can draw these around. This is where you actually form your shapes a little bit more. You only need a few little leaves in there to suggest what this is. And the eye will do the rest. I try to do that with my cooking. I do one potato, and then I say it really is like loose watercolours. You can see the one potato, but imagine there's quite a few, and there's also some vegetables and maybe a little bit of meat, but the eye will do the rest. That's what I say at a dinner party. We had one dinner party where we tried that, and now we don't. Okay, got that on, guys. Last little bit. Let's see, bit of water. I just want to float a bit of blue into the background. Drag that about, float it around. It'll go wherever it wants. Okay, guys, I think I am about there with this one. So, simple shapes, guys. So return just to the scamp. There we have it, just the rectangle, curve at the bottom, big circle with 8s on and little diamonds or little triangles to get your shapes of the flowers on. Then transfer it over to the paper, working dead flat. Yeah, getting all your brushes ready to go. And then we're just dropping the colours on. We started with, I believe, the flower with his internationalness, Dangerous Dave. Dropping that on, flicking it about. Cerulean blue, cobalt blue, mauve and Windsor violet. But you see we've still captured the white within the flower. We've left that there. Then we've got the diamonds there. We've got lighter leaves, darker leaves. We've got the vase or container. So we've just got cerulean blue, Indian red, still always leaving that white. Surface, drag it out, lines of direction, go back in, a few smaller bits, and then you can start to feel and pick out little bits of detail. Your background very muted and sensitively done, really, for a guy who spends so much time throwing bricks about and hammers. No, I don't. I do whatever that meant. But be sensitive with it and then really put some impact in. So your good strong colours. Remember, thickness of colour, strength of colour is really tone and all that sort of talk about values. So there we go, guys. I'll tell you what, guys, do you want a quick song? Let's see how my throat might be a bit better now. It's been murder the last few weeks. But so I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. let's give you a little tune. Let's have a look. What have we got? I know. We've got one, which I quite like. I hope you do too. I don't know if I'll do it any justice, but it's been a while. Crocodile. Where's my stuff? There we go. I tell you who we've got this week as well. He's not gone back for Christmas. Little loose moose. There he is. Have a look. That's smelling the roses or smelling the hydrangeas. There he is. There he is. Okay. So loose moose, maraca, little shaker. Not all over, but there we go. Okay, I'll do a little song, guys, and then I'll do a few little roundup bits, and then we can rush back to our studios and have a go at this one as this week's challenge. Okay? So, let's have a little look. I'll have to use my foot as the drum. Okay, 3, 2, 1. You paint up your lips and curl and roll your tinted hair. Ruby, are you contemplating going out somewhere? Shadow on the wall tells me the sun is going down. Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. It wasn't you started that old crazy Asian war, but I just felt I had to do my patriotic chores. Yes, it's true that I'm not the man I used to be. Oh, Ruby, still need some company. It's hard to love a man whose legs have been paralyzed. Woman, Ruby, I realize I won't be long until I'm not around. Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. Okay, folks, a little tune. So, there you go, guys. Let's have a go at this one this week. A few little roundup bits and bobs. The Academy is doing extremely well. I'm so pleased that you guys have popped over there to see what it's all about and got stuck in and really got into the spirit of that. It really is fabulous. And over the last 3 or 4 days, the techie guys have been making the server bigger, whatever that means. But they've made it bigger, and everything should be getting back to normal now. So it should be a lot faster and quicker and easier to use. So we've had to bring that in a lot earlier than we ever anticipated. And that's down to your very generous and unstinting support. So I really hope everything on there is helping you out to get loose, to get into this style. And any suggestions, any problems, guys, just give me a bell. Anything to improve it, things you want, things you like, things you're not keen on, just let me know. I'm always here, and I'm a good listener. So thanks again, guys. And if you do want to pop over there, there's a special a link below this video, so just click on that. It'll take you across. You can have a look around. But really appreciate your support on that one, guys. The Italy next year, we've got Tuscany. Well, I suppose getting close-ish, but I believe there's only 1 or 2 places left on that, so that's almost full. So really looking forward to meeting the guys that have signed up for that one. We'll have a fabulous time. We won't just drink wine. We'll drink. We will drink wine, and we'll do plenty of painting as well. So I'll put a link on there for you guys to look at that. Facebook, again, I'll put quite a bit on there. This will be this week's tutorial to follow along with. And also we've got quite a lot to keep dropping on, little ones for you to try. We've got all the fabulous work that everybody's doing on there. And don't forget to vote on this week's Star Painter. And there's some beautiful work on there, and there's been literally hundreds of votes on that one. So I'll announce that, I would say, later on tomorrow. So the 3 contestants on there and all the people who have put the work on there, thanks so much. Absolutely beautiful. And I chose those 3, and you're now choosing the winner for this week. So we'll announce that very soon. We've got new videos flying this week onto the Academy. And again, I'll put a good range of stuff on there so you can get stuck in. And again, just keep doing it, guys. Keep doing it. I can't emphasize enough the benefit of practice and learning and repetition, even because it's such a joy and fabulous thing or way to paint. I would say that, wouldn't I? But I do, because I've not painted quite as much over the last few weeks. I've missed it like anything. But now I'm one dose of looseness and I'm back in it. So really looking forward to painting all day tomorrow. So anyway, guys, I better go because I'm jabbering. I'm hungry, and I'm going to have a sit down. Me, Miss Rigger, Brian, Dangerous Dave, and Flatfield. We're going to watch a little bit of TV now, I think, and have a little chuckle. So thank you for joining me, guys. You've been absolute stars as ever. Take care, enjoy the journey, and take care of each other. So I'll see you very, very soon.